Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be solving Leetcode problem 2379, minimum recolors to get k consecutive black blocks. Okay, what does the problem statement states? You are given a zero index string blocks of length n, where blocks of I is either W or B. Okay, representing the colors of ith block. Okay, the characters W and B denotes the colors white or black respectively. Okay, W means white, B means black. Okay, you are also given an integer k, which is the desired number of consecutive black blocks. Okay, in one operation you can recolor a white block such that it becomes a black block. Okay, return the minimum number of operations needed such that there is at least one occurrence of k consecutive black boxes. Okay, so we need to identify uh, a consecutive blocks of size k, and the entire window should only have the black blocks. Okay, if there are any white blocks in it, we have to make them black, and whatever the number of white blocks we have in the particular window of size k, that will be the uh, minimum, that will be the number of times we're going to change the color. Okay, so let's take an example. Okay, so what all possible uh, here in the given problem. Okay, we have been given k is equal to 7. Okay, now that we have to basically pick uh, a string of size 7. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, till here we're gonna, this will act as a one block, one entire big character. In this we have to make sure all the characters are black. Okay, now if you see this is um, one substring of size k, but it has different uh, different characters other than black, right? So if we're gonna convert this into consecutive blacks of size 7, right? So we have to basically convert this into black, convert this into black, convert this into black. So we have basically made 3 recolorings, right? So this is one possible combination. Okay, we could have also picked this particular substring, which is also size k. If you pick this particular substring, we would have recolored this white as this white. Okay, even in this particular combination, okay, the number of recolorings are still 1 2 3, right? There are 3 recolorings which we have done. Okay, the another combination would be, we could have picked this entire 7 characters. Okay, we could have picked these 7 characters. Okay, if we pick these 7 characters, the number of recolorings which we have done is basically, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay, even in this, even if you pick this particular uh, sub array, still the minimum colorings would be 3. Okay, so the next possible substring would be this thing, right? This sub array. Even in this sub array, what would be the recolorings? This would be the first recoloring, this would be the second recoloring, this would be the third recoloring, and this would be fourth recoloring. Okay, so among all possible substrings and the corresponding recolorings, okay, 3 would be the minimum, right? We have all these four types of recolorings, out of which 3 is the minimum. Okay, so we have to basically return in the given answer as 3. Okay, so what we can do is basically we can identify, even in the explanation, if you have observed, I have basically picked all the substrings of size k. Okay, the first substring is basically this one, and the next is this, and the next is this, and the next is this. Okay, I have generated all possible substrings of size equal to k, and I have basically counted the white characters in the particular substring. That will be the colorings which have that will be the recoloring which have to do in order to make sure that the entire substring will have all black characters, right? So the brute force would be generate all windows of size k, and then identify the colors in each window, and try to and return the minimum among all those recolorings. Okay, so the next approach would be, if you observe, we have white, black, black, white, white, black, black, white, black, and white. Okay, this is the first window of size 7, right? Okay, in this size 7, I know what are all the counts of white. The white has been 3 times. Okay, so in the next window, all I have to do is include the next character and exclude the starting of the this window, right? If I include if I include the next character, if it is the white character, then my overall count would increase by 1. So in that possible case, okay, for this particular window, all I have to do is increment the count by 1. Okay, so the latest count would be 4, and also I have to remove the last character. If it is white, then I have to reduce it by 1. Okay, so I will reduce by 1. This is to include the new character, and this is to exclude the last character from my previous window, right? Okay, so every time if I identify the first window, in the first window, what is the minimum number of white characters I have, all I have to do is go all the way till end, and make sure whenever I encounter a white character, whenever I'm including a new character in my window, right? If it is white character, then I will increase my white count. If it is, and when I'm excluding the previous character, I will make sure if it is a white character, I will reduce it. Okay, right? So that was the so I will be having 2 pointers basically. One will be pointing, sorry, so one will be I will have a variable called left, which will be pointing towards the end of my window, and I will have one more character called right, which will be pointing to the rightmost of my current window. Okay, so every time I will increment my right window, and make sure I'm going to decrement my left window. Okay, so at every step I will increment right by 1, and will decrement left by 1. In all this, whenever I reach a window of size k, I'm gonna make sure I will be having a variable called answer, where I will update my windows, the count of the white characters. Okay, so let's jump back to my editor and let's try to code it. Okay, so as I mentioned, first we should basically create a window of size k, right? So in the first place, I'm gonna have the left as the starting and right as also the starting, right? And I will make sure I will have a variable called count, which will count whites which will make sure it will count the whites in the current window. Okay, and I will also make sure I will have a variable called answer, which will basically contain the final answer. Okay, so let's assume in the worst case all the characters are white. Okay, we have a window of size k, and we have also given the block string as also is equal to the length of the window, which is 7. Okay, let's assume we only have this particular string. Okay, if all the characters are white, then my answer would be I have to recolor all the colors, and that would be the worst case, like that I have to recolor all the whites to black. Okay, so in the worst case, my answer would be equal to k. Okay, now I have to basically start at this particular point and go all the way till end of my string, okay, which is end of the blocks. Okay, let's also have a variable called length is equal to blocks dot length of the string. Okay, my right, I will go all the way till the end of the string. Okay, so initially my left and right would be here. So I will basically include every time a character into my window, and I will include characters till I reach the desired window of size k. Okay, so if left is here, right is here, I have to make sure right reaches till here. Then ideally my window size would be 7, right? So let's assume that we have reached our window size. Okay, okay, if right minus left plus 1, if we have reached, or if the window size exceeds, okay, then I have to update my answer. That is this thing. And then, and the next time, and the other thing is, whenever I'm including a character in my window, if it is white character, I as I mentioned, I'm gonna increase the count of the white characters in my window. Okay, so if the blocks dot character at right, if it is equal to the white character, then I have to increment the counts of whites, correct? So I will include this character. Next I will go here again, I will include, I will include. So there will be a point where I will reach the length of the current window size will be equal to the length of the desired window. Then I have to update my answer. Answer would be right minus left plus 1. Okay, once I have reached the end, once I have reached here, right? So every time, once I reach the window, I have to make sure that I have to exclude the, in the next iteration I have to exclude this leftmost character. So I will increment the left. Whenever I am incrementing the left, I should also make sure if the character at the left, if it is equal to white character, I should also make sure I'm gonna decrement the count, right? So if left comes here then in my current window, right, this would be the new current window, I have to decrease the count of whites here. So the white would basically, we are decrementing the count of whites. And so at the end I have to increment my the right pointer, right? So first I have excluded the leftmost character, then I have to include the new character. So that would be my new window. Okay, next time when it comes, it's going to check the character, it's going to check this character. If it is white, it's going to increment, so the count would become, previously we have decreased, which will be 2, and then again it will increment, then the count would be 3. Then since the length is equal to the k, again it's going to update my new answer, right? It's going to update my new answer, and the next it's going to decrement. Okay, so once I have reached the end of the string, I have to make sure I'm going to return my answer. Okay, let's try to submit this. Okay, the output says 7. The output says, okay, I'm incrementing my left pointer and I'm incrementing my right pointer. Okay, answer is 2. Okay, so answer is always equal to k. Okay, that means it's not entering into this block, right? Let's observe why is it happening. So we have a right character, right is less than left, the character the right is equal to white, then we are incrementing it. Okay, so the right minus left, if it is greater than k, then I'm gonna update my answer. If the character at the left is white, then I'm gonna decrement my whites, and then I'm gonna increment my left, and then I'm gonna increment my right. Okay, interesting. let me pause it and let me check. Okay, so the thing is, here we are actually updating the right minus left plus 1, which is actually equal to k. So we are actually updating the window size with the answer. Okay, but we should not update the window size, we should actually update the counts of whites, right? So once we have reached the window size, we have to make sure whatever the count of white characters we have in this, those many recolors we have to do. Okay, that is what our answer is. Okay, that is what we are interested in. Let's try to submit this. Yeah, now it's working. Let's try to submit this. Yeah, our solution is also accepted. It has satisfied all the test cases. Okay, let me know if you have understood my if I understood my explanation. If there are any doubts, uh, do comment in the comment section. I will try to solve those. I will try to explain those doubts. Okay, thank you.